All right, let's talk about one of the most hardworking and honestly super underrated systems in your entire body. Now, don't think of it as just simple plumbing. No. Think of it as this brilliant, high-tech recycling plant that's running 24/7 to keep you in perfect shape.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? Every single second, with everything you eat and drink and all those little chemical reactions happening inside, your body is creating waste. So how does it handle all that trash without, just grinding to a halt?
Well, it's got this ultimate cleanup crew, and that crew is the urinary system. That's right. It is this incredible, non-stop team that's constantly sorting, filtering, and just keeping everything in perfect balance. So let's dive in and see how this whole thing works.
Okay, so what's its real job? I mean, it's not just about making pee, right? It's all about maintaining something called homeostasis. That's just a fancy science word for keeping everything inside your body perfectly stable and happy. It's like the master regulator of your blood, making sure your water levels, your electrolytes, and even your acid levels are just right.
So who are the big players in this whole operation? Let's go ahead and meet the crew that makes all this magic happen. The journey is actually super straightforward. It all kicks off in the kidneys. Those are our main filtration stations. From there, the liquid travels down these tubes called the ureters. Then it gets stored in the bladder, that's the holding tank, and finally it makes its way out through the urethra. Simple, right? So direct, so efficient.
So let's put it this way. The kidneys, they're the superstars, doing all the heavy lifting of filtering your blood. The ureters are kind of like the delivery trucks. The bladder is the warehouse where everything gets stored. And the urethra? That's the exit door. Every single part has a super important job in this whole cleanup op. Okay, so now that we've met the main crew, let's zoom way in. We're going to look inside the kidneys to find the real engine of this entire system.
Say hello to the nephron. These things are the microscopic powerhouses packed inside your kidneys. And get this, you don't just have a handful, you have over 1 million of them in each kidney. That is wild. They're like these little individual recycling stations where all the magic really happens.
So how does one of these tiny nephrons actually work? Well, it all starts with step 1, filtration. And the best way to think about this is like making coffee. You've got this little tangled ball of blood vessels called the glomerulus, and the pressure in there literally squeezes all the watery stuff and other small bits out of the blood. Just like a coffee filter keeps the grounds behind, all the big stuff, like proteins and blood cells, they stay in the blood where they belong.
Okay, next up is reabsorption. Because your body is super smart, right? It's not about to just throw out the good stuff with the bad. As all that filtered liquid starts moving through these long tubes, your body is like, whoa, wait a minute, I need that. And it starts pulling back all the valuable things it wants to keep, like water, sugar, and important ions. It's exactly like grabbing all the good recyclables off a conveyor belt before they end up in the dumpster.
And last but not least, we have secretion. This is basically the final trash toss. It's the body's last chance to get rid of any extra junk. The blood vessels around the tube will actively dump any leftover waste products. We're talking things like certain drugs or extra ions right into that liquid. It is the final, very deliberate toss into the trash bin.
Okay, time for a mini quiz. Let's just pause right here for a sec. Can you name those 3 big processes we just talked about? Go on, say them out loud. You got them? Filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. Awesome job.
So this whole amazing system is just chugging along, but who's in charge? I mean, who's telling the kidneys when to save water or when to dump salt? Well, that's where the supervisors come in. And in the body, the supervisors are hormones.
So you can think of these guys as calling in specific orders on a hotline. First up, you've got ADH, or antidiuretic hormone. When you're getting dehydrated, ADH calls up the kidneys and is like, hey, save water. So they pull more water back in and your urine gets more concentrated. Oh, and here's a fun fact. Stuff like caffeine and alcohol, they actually block ADH. That's literally why they make you have to go more often. Then you've got aldosterone. Its main job is sodium. It tells the kidneys to hang on to sodium, and here's the key. Where salt goes, water follows. So this is a big deal for regulating your blood pressure. And finally, there's PTH, or parathyroid hormone. And that's the boss in charge of keeping your blood calcium levels just right.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Why are all these organs and nephrons and hormones working so hard? What's the point of it all? Well, it all comes back to that one critical goal we mentioned earlier, homeostasis.
So if we were to look at this system's report card, man, it would have straight A's. It's perfectly maintaining your body's fluid balance. Check.
It's managing all those crucial electrolytes, things like sodium and potassium that your nerves and muscles need to work. Check. It's even keeping your blood pH, that's the acid level, in this super tight, safe range. And on top of all that, it's helping regulate your blood pressure. It is an absolute superstar of keeping things balanced.
Hey, and here's a little study tip for you. If you ever need a quick way to remember all the main functions of the kidneys, just use the mnemonic, A wet bed. It's kind of silly, but it's a super handy trick to help all those key jobs stick in your brain.
Okay, you've been doing an awesome job. So to make sure all this stuff really sinks in, let's do a quick rapid-fire review. You ready for this? Let's go.
First up, what is that tiny microscopic filtering machine inside the kidney?
The Nephron, yes, that's the one, the tiny powerhouse that gets it all done.
All right, next question. Which hormone tells your body to save water when you're dehydrated?
That's ADH, antidiuretic hormone. You got it. Fantastic.
Seriously, fantastic job. You have totally got the basics of how your body's amazing recycling plant works. You nailed it.
So, I'm just going to leave you with this one last thought. Your kidneys filter all the blood in your body about 60 times. Not a week, not a month, every single day. That is just an incredible amount of work. So knowing that, what's one simple, healthy choice you can make for them today? Just one thing to say thanks. Maybe it's as easy as grabbing an extra glass of water. Something to think about. Thanks for hanging out with me today.